Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond.
And this is Thailand.
And we're in Trans Heart.
Today's topic is, well, we hear about like a lot of girls going through their transition and just talking about different things that you go and do throughout your transition as far as making you more physically female passing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Basically, this topic is about the body.
Exactly.
We are, I guess, we're not old, but we've been through a lot to know, exactly what we need to do to,
accentuate your more female appearing physicality.
Okay.
Can I say it that way?
My tits look old and blue.
No, they don't.
All right, that's much better. All right, like we said, the topic is
the body. And Dwayne is the body. A video for this is basically saying what more you can do to accentuate your femininity throughout your transition.
All right, now we had different issues, very different issues when we were younger. I was tall and slim. She was shorter and she was thicker. So when I was younger, I padded. So padded is when you use like this foam you buy at what Joann's Fabrics, any kind of Michael's, Hobby Lobby, any kind of store that does like hobby and crafting and stuff like that. On your couch, there was things that you could, that basically you mold, and let me go get something for you.
And she really didn't even have to because she had a big butt.
I had an okay butt, but it just wasn't, for my height, it wasn't appropriate. You need more. I'm 5'10" and a half, so it's like I need more curvy people. Women that are that tall, they have curves. So let me show you what it looks like.
Just open up a couch seat. While she's going to get you your little padding stuff.
Alright, and we're back. So this is what it looks like. It's really soft and foamy. You can squeeze it in a ball and it'll pop back out to its normal little thing. So basically, you'll get a big sheet of this, and
I guess you cut it out into like a little.
And you come it out. This is what I cut it out in. Not this. This is kind of looking kind of weird. I cut it out in like, it reminds me of an L shape. It's the
It looks like a little Africa.
It looks like an Africa. You know what I'm saying? The shape of Africa, and it's supposed to go on. Let me.
Lift you have panties on?
Yes, I have
panties on. Because I know you, honey.
It's supposed to go here, and it goes to your hip, down your leg, and a little bit back by your butt.
Obviously, she doesn't need them.
Well, obviously, no. I don't want to show my panties. No, you freaks get no shows. Anyway, now you flirt. Basically, you cut it in Africa, and that's going to be your top layer. You're going to have another part. Which we call bumpers. We don't know what they're called in other parts of the country, but in the Midwest we call them bumpers. We're in the South right now, but we're from the Midwest. You put them under this in different areas to give you certain amount of thickness and different shapes.
And what they kind of do is, like if it's from the side,
they boo this out. And they'll give you, if you put some right here in this part of Africa where South Africa is, South Africa, right here. If you put some right there, it gives you the illusion of saddles. You know how the girls' legs are kind of thick. If you put it up here in West Africa, like the Ivory Coast and stuff like that. Is Ivory Coast up there?
Yeah, it gives you outer butt.
Right, it gives you that boy pocket that you got. It fills that out. And everything. And you put it up here by Nigeria and Liberia,
it blends that waist.
It blends that waistline down and gives you, that more curvy shape. You put all of this stuff in tight stockings or biker shorts and spandexy things to tighten it up and make it more firm and make it look more real.
And baby, speaking of real, This bitch used to wear them, honey, and people would think that, honey, she was Beyonce or still.
I really tried to make my things look really natural.
Really good and shook, like when she was shaking her ass when she's walking down, hips and stuff are wiggling and all that kind of stuff.
And to make that effect, I put more pieces because the less being all one piece like this is not going to move naturally. But if you have the it's not natural, so it's not going to just totally move naturally. But the more pieces you have inside, the more naturally it's going to look and feel. And make sure everything is smoothed out. I don't know if you can see these edges, but you can get a scissors and kind of just cut around these edges, and it'll make it all smoothed out, so you won't just look like you got a bulk of something in your hip. It takes practice. Sit at home, practice in making it smooth, making it streamlined, and it takes a lot of practice. You have to do it. You have to. This is if you don't have any body. This is for this part of the videos for people who who are slimmer girls. You know what I'm saying? You might have not started moans. You're slim. La la la. Everybody's not a big thick girl. You know what I'm saying? And even big girls. If you're a big man, and you're trying to be a woman, you still need to curve it out, because big women are still shaped differently than big men. You want to talk about the boobs?
Yeah, we can talk about boobs. Well, we did as far as boobs. We used to
in the beginning
before we
grew up.
Yeah, obviously we're both big boob women now. But then we used to use we used a couple things. We used condoms filled with salt water.
Oh, I never did that.
I did that. Bitch, oh no, remember the first time I went out, how huge my tits were.
When we went to Betty Boop's?
We went to Betty Boop's that night, and I had these humongous. But why do people think those are real?
I had issues. I thought condoms were too thin, and I was scared that they would bust. What I would do
at my grandmother's house.
What I used to do, I would take the gloves, the surgical gloves, the latex ones that you search, and I would tie a knot in each one of the fingers, and I would put and then turn it inside out. The thumb, each finger, tie a knot and turn it inside out where the little knot things are on the inside.
And one of them would be your nipple. Those end up being my favorite too.
Right. Okay. When you pour I put salt water. I don't know why salt water, but that's what I did.
It's made it heavier.
I put salt water. Salt all into the cavity of the glove, and then I filled it up with water enough to where it's not just watery, liquidy. It's kind of salt and water mixed, so it's like a gel type thing, and so it gives it a natural.
And it's not full to capacity.
Right. It's not just full like a balloon. It's like a. It's movable.
You can still smush it around.
You can smush it around like a stress ball. And I would put it into my bra, and you know what I'm saying? And so it'll feel when the person touches it. You see how my titty is doing this? So it just kind of feels mushy instead of being that solid mass of like a sock or stuff like that. It's kind of mushy.
Exactly.
And I learned early on that that's better, because I remember when I had done that fill the whole thing up like a water balloon, and we were messing around with Trey, and my friend Keever, we love you, brother. My friend Keever had the same one, and he'd been down. Well, he was a transy at the time. He's a boy now. He'd been down, and his titty just busted. And it was just the most hilarious thing. So I put more salt and water, and don't fill it up to the brim. It's kind of make it mushy so it won't bust. And then you tie that in a knot. Once you fill it up with water, you tie it in a knot. And that little knot at the end, like a balloon, that little knot at the end will kind of be your nipple. It will serve as your nipple. So when it's in a bra, it's going to show out like a nipple.
And try not to wear, like when I was doing, I wouldn't wear those thinny them fucking clothy bras.
Like coffee bras. Get one.
Get one that's kind
Get
of
one. Let me
like
show you one.
It's kind of got like some a cut to it and some sturdiness to it, just because it'll give your tit a shape and it won't just look like you have like flabby grandma tits.